Yes, good morning, Tampa Bay. Doug Levi, Strategic Insurance Services here, doing our insurance side hustling training and overall Monday motivation, all that good stuff. So excited to be with you, whoever's tuning in, checking this out. We're towards the end of the year here, and we're doing some big picture stuff. Got my Christmas football tie on. Could be one of my most favorite fun ties. Yes, I feel very daddy here, Santa playing football. So hope everybody's doing great out there. And really what I wanted to talk about right now and today is getting set for 2020. So it's exciting. We've got, today's the 16th of December. We've got, about 15 more days in the year, and that's it for 2019 and also this decade. So then we start heading into 2020, new year, new decade. So that's super exciting. I'm turn down my jazz music in the background here. I was rocking out to some Thelonious Monk, very good jazz guy. If you never heard Thelonious Monk, actually, I'll give him a quick shout out right now. Just to have some fun here. So Thelonious Monk and Sonny Rollins, very, very good jazz. Anybody interested? And so anyway, excited about the new year. I want to help everybody get off to a great start. And with that, we really want to jump in and do some planning. So today I want to talk about two things. I want to talk about SMART goals, one of my favorite things that we kind of talk to all our new team members about, all our existing team members about. Then I also want to ask a question. I kind of want to start off with this, and I want to ask this question. I want to ask and say, what 3 things need to happen in the next 12 months to make 2020 your best year ever? So think about that. What 3 things need to happen in the next 12 months to make it your best year ever? I came across this question a few weeks ago on Facebook, and I just thought it was really, really good. It's from a guy named Darren Hardy, who used to run Success Magazine. And, I'm still chewing on it, I'll be honest with you. And I like to ask myself lots of questions and ask you guys questions and all that. But I really encourage you to kind of camp out on that. What does that look like? If you were to look back, and we were to fast forward right now, bam, time machine, and it's 12/16/2020, okay? And we say, hey, this was the best year you ever had. What happened? What are those 3 things that have to happen to make that? And it really kind of ties nicely into SMART goals. So I'm going to pull up right now, and I'm going to show you guys a picture of something I took this morning. And here's what I wanted to show you. So again, I've been doing this stuff for quite some time. And some of you guys know this, but for some of you who don't, this is a picture of my drawer, actually in my bathroom, okay? And so here's my little drawer. It's got, my hairbrush, floss, all that stuff, Q-tips, you can kind of see that. And here's my SMART goals for 2019, okay? And so, this whole idea of setting yourself up for success and doing things that other people are not doing. And joining the 3% club. We've talked about this a little bit in some other trainings. So again, kind of the 3% club, only 3% of people out there just in general in the United States and really in the world set goals and then write them down. Okay, most people don't even have goals in their mind. They may have some dreams, but they don't have, if we came up and we did kind of an interview on the street and just went up and say, hey, what are your goals right now? Most people aren't going to be able to kind of crank that out, okay? And then when we go from people not even thinking about goals, but now having the goal and having it written down, that's where you kind of get to that 3%. So I want to go over this again. SMART goals is an acronym, and it stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time sensitive. So can't stress enough. And I'm going to, on the other screen here, I'm going to pull up my goals in an easier format for you guys to see. But can't stress enough the kind of the beauty and the simplicity of this, okay? So if we were to just say something like, I want to lose weight, I'm just going to give you guys some examples right now. Some very kind of common and I would say almost like famous examples of what people want. If we were to say, I want to lose weight, that's not really a goal, okay? That may be sort of a dream, that may be something that you want, but by definition, not really a goal. So when we kind of break it down in this acrostic, this SMART acronym, if we said, I want to lose 15 pounds by March 1st, 2020. Okay. And then we kind of run it through this test. Is it specific? Sure is, right? 15 pounds. Is it measurable? Absolutely. I can know by getting on the scale, every week or every few weeks, have I lost any weight? Is it achievable? Okay. If someone said, I want to lose 1,000 pounds or 200 pounds or whatever, and I know people have done all sorts of weight loss things out there, but in general, is it an achievable thing? Is it relevant, right? Is it something that's going to make an impact in my life, right? So how will it improve me? And is it time sensitive? So time sensitive, again, is going to talk about giving yourself a deadline, right? It's very interesting when you look and you think back, even think back to yourself when you guys were growing up, whoever's watching this, when you guys were growing up and going to school and doing projects, right? It could be a project. It could have been a term paper. It could have been, an end of the year, whatever. It's the classic. You hear this all the time, right? It's like the night before, the day before, you're really crunching it, right? So there's something about a deadline that really forces people to work and to decide. Now, I would encourage all of you out there, including myself, don't leave things to the very last minute, right? If my goal was, hey, I want to lose 15 pounds and I want to do it by March 1st and I start February 20th and I give myself a week, that's not going to be a very fun week, right? So that time sensitive is super important too. So, and the things that I've always tried to teach people is that, in my opinion, the bookends are the most important, right? So the specific and the time sensitive to me are the two most important things. So I'm just going to break mine down here for you guys for a minute so you can kind of see. I will tell you 2019 was one of my best years. I don't know if I would say it was my best year ever, but it was one of my best. It was a great year professionally, personally, spiritually, always around. And a lot of it, in my opinion, does have to do with these SMART goals. And this is a great time of year, again, as we kind of settle in the last few weeks of the year and things tend to slow down a little bit. Doesn't matter really what industry you're in. A lot of people starting to take time off and just thinking about the holidays and Christmas and all that to start planning and thinking for next year, right? So, one of my goals was I wanted to hire 10 new licensed producers. I wanted to write $500,000 in new business premium. I wanted to do some pay for performance training with the team. I wanted to beta launch the software as a service company that I'm working on, simplify my agency, have a switch our management systems by June, and update my e-recruiting book. So I can tell you I did all of these with the exception of the e-recruiting book, okay? And then for each one, I'm not going to go through each one blow by blow here, but just to kind of give you an overview, right? So for each one, I wrote down, okay, why is it important? So for example here, I'm looking to bring more producers on, more side hustle people, help more people with the opportunity that we're talking about, week in and week out. And so why is it important? Well, more producers allows us to help more people, creates more sales for strategic. What will it take? Recruiting plan, website, marketing videos, onboarding plan, training and service team integration, a lot to that, right? So working, a lot on that relevant. How is it going to improve me? My goal is to help other people achieve financial independence and wealth by allowing them a great opportunity in the insurance business, right? So that's going to help improve me because the more I give and help other people, it always comes back to me. It's the law of reaping and sowing we've talked about before. The classic, you reap what you sow, right? You give, and it's amazing how you also get in return. And obviously, the more people I bring onto the team and the more sales we do overall, the more the agency does, that certainly helps not only the whole team, but helps me personally and professionally, right? So, and this year I'll tell you and kind of give shout out, round of applause, claps, dance, do whatever. This is the I love you sign in sign language, whatever you want to say. This year we grew over 22%, right? And so in this economy and market and kind of benchmarking in our industry, that's really something to be proud of. And then the kind of time sensitive part in there, so when am I starting and when am I stopping? I then put personal goals in here. So again, I'm big on this as well. You're often a reflection of who you are outside in the office, if you will, or in your business, right? So there's a direct correlation to how you're doing outside of the office to how you're going to do inside of the office. And again, when I'm saying in and out of the office, I'm not saying like you have to work in an office. You can be any profession. You can be in construction working outside all day. But the point is, if you're struggling at home, if your relationship with your wife, your family, your finances is all really struggling, some level that's going to have a direct impact on your business, in your world, in your career, right? So I think most people get that subconsciously. It's not something that may get talked about as much. That's why I'm so big on the professional development. That's why I'm doing videos like this. That's why I'm committed to trying doing trainings every week and sharing ideas, thoughts, and actions that are going to help improve you, improve your life, and improve what you're doing here to make you more money and help more people. So I've got some goals that I had, date night with my wife, family devotionals, exercise, study and read my Bible, and vacation time, right? So, and I can say, hit all those. That was great. The other thing I added this year, I did two things. And again, we've talked about this a little bit. This is sort of an aside or like kind of a tie to the SMART goals is, what is my personal mission statement? So my personal mission statement is to honor God in all that I do and add value to people every day, right? So my goal every day is I want to honor God and I want to add value to people. And if I do that, I can say I've had a good day, okay? And that's just a simple thing for me to filter through where am I at, right? So yours may look different than this. Again, there's tons of stuff out there. If you Google, mission statements, personal mission statements, you can see a lot on that. I'd encourage you guys to think through that as well, though. What are you about? What do you care about? What do you want at some point people to say about who you are, what you're doing, okay? And then I've called it big rocks to remember. And these are things that I'm just trying to keep in front of me. Again, principles to live by, if you will. So I put people over possessions, right? And this is something we're trying to teach so hard to our kids. We've got 3 kids under 6. We've got Abigail, who's going to be 6 in March. My son Asher just turned 4 last week on December 11th. And my daughter Avery is going to be 2 next month. So pray for me. No, I'm just kidding. We have a great life. Love my family, love my kids. A lot going on. Very fun. Certainly a lot of motivation to work hard. Where I'm going with it is trying to teach them people are more important than things, right? Service to self over service to others over self. Again, kind of that reaping what you're sowing and like giving. And I can honestly say, and I'm not just talking financially, in some ways it's easier to give just to write a check or make a donation, especially in today's day and age than ever before. And we should do that. We should all be, in my opinion, looking for needs and trying as best we can to help other people, because at some level that could be you someday or that could be me someday. We don't know, right? So just the right thing to do. But I can honestly say this year, not just financially, but with my time, I've given more than I ever have. And I think there's a real correlation between, the blessings that we've seen this year and that. So, service to self, others, build something great, spend quality time with my family and friends, travel the world, give back more than I receive, and laugh every day. So again, these are just some things I try to keep in front of me and say, okay, what am I about? So can't encourage you guys enough. I would really spend some time, and if I'm you, I would come up with at least 3, especially those that are listening on my team. I know there's some other people starting to listen in general, but I would encourage you guys to come up with at least 3 to 5 business SMART goals, things you want to do and you want to see here, working with Team Strategic and trying to make 2020 your best year ever. And then also to add some personal goals in as well. It's going to help you tremendously. And then I would encourage you, after you've done it and you've written it down, 3 other big things I'm going to add to it, okay? One would be talk through it with someone really important to you, okay? So that could be your spouse, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. That could be a friend. That could be depending on where you're at, that could be a son or daughter. That could be a parent, a family member, But if you just spend some time and said, hey, you know what, I'm excited. I'm working with this great company, and they've encouraged me, to create goals for 2020 and share it. I'd like to just take, 15 minutes with you, friend, family member, spouse, whomever, and kind of share what I'm thinking for next year, okay? Really powerful when that happens, and especially those of you that are married out there or have boyfriend, girlfriend, or very close relationships, because, especially the people you're living with day in and day out, now that's really kind of almost in a way going to bring you guys together. And then pay this forward, right? I mean, this will be posted online on our closed Facebook group. It gets emailed out. I'm happy anyone else who's just watching it on a one-off. If you want the template, let me know. Email me at doug@getstrategicins.com. I'm happy to share it with you and share it with someone else, right? Maybe that person you were talking to. Share it with them, encourage them to do it and go through it. Then the other thing I would say would be to not just let this sit somewhere, okay? So again, if we kind of go through that 3% rule, and we say, most people don't have goals, most people don't write them down. Those that do fall into the 3%, right? People that have written down goals. I don't know the statistics on this, okay? And again, I know at some level I've kind of geeked out on this over the years because I've seen how effective it can be. And there were times, and I share this frequently, where I heard about this stuff for years. I was encouraged on this, and I rolled my eyes. I was like, whatever. That just kind of like feels like homework. It just feels like you're just adding more stuff for me, and is this really going to work? And I don't really know what I want. I really don't know how to do this. Be honest with yourself. Put that out there. I encourage you to communicate with me on that, or whoever you're working with on our team. Share that. Be real. Get real. The definition of leadership is the ability to influence. In my opinion, you hear this, great leadership things. One of the most important things that a leader can do is define reality, right? Where are you at right now? Okay. And then, so be real with it, but make progress on it. Here's where I'm going. And I know I rabbit trailed a little bit there. I would print it and I would keep it somewhere where you can look at it frequently. And again, kind of going back to, the picture I showed you guys earlier in the beginning of my, my drawer at my house, my little toothbrush drawer right here, right? And this is something I've done for years, where I've had my goals printed in a spot where I can see it almost every day, okay? And now I'm not going to tell you every day I watched, looked at it every day I did it. But certainly a lot of days, certainly more days than most. And it's amazing, again, when we sort of talk about how God's wired us, how our minds work, and the subconscious things that happen. You start putting these goals out there, you write them down, and then you plant them in your mind over and over and over. Oh, that's right. I want to bring on 10 people. Oh, that's right. I want to do 500,000 per year. Oh, that's right. I want to, whatever those are. And then that just starts to become sort of a part of who you are, right? So I'd really encourage that. What I've done, and you can kind of see here, and again, if you want any, please reach out to me. Those of you that are local. Otherwise, you can certainly get them at Office Depot. You can buy them on Amazon, whatever, but I put them in this little clear sleeve protector dealie, right? So that it's, not going to get sort of junked up or wet or whatever. So I really encourage you to do that, guys. I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a great end of the year. Let me know anything I can do to help you. And as always, I encourage you guys to dream big and make it happen. Have a great day.